Scientists have just discovered something that could fundamentally change our understanding of deep sea ecosystems: dark oxygen. This is honestly super exciting. Let's talk about it. Oxygen is a critical component of marine ecosystems, not just for the creatures that live there, but also for the chemical reactions that sustain all life on Earth. And until now, everything indicated that oxygen in the deep sea primarily originated from the surface ocean, where it is produced by photosynthetic organisms like phytoplankton. This oxygen-rich water then sinks and is transported to the deep ocean through a process called thermohaline circulation, also known as the global conveyor belt. This circulation is driven by differences in water temperature and salinity, which cause the water masses to sink and flow across the ocean basins. Once in the deep sea, oxygen is consumed by deep sea organisms and chemical reactions in the sediments. And the overall understanding was that the deep sea oxygen content was largely a balance between the influx of oxygen from the surface and its consumption by these biological and chemical processes. But in an attempt to better understand oxygen consumption in the deep sea, researchers stumbled upon something extremely exciting. Over several years, a team of researchers set out to measure oxygen consumption in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, a remote region of the Pacific Ocean known for its rich deposits of polymetallic nodules. The team used advanced benthic chamber landers, which are essentially high-tech capsules that can isolate a small portion of the seafloor and measure changes in its environment. In these experiments, they placed these chambers over different patches of seafloor, including areas with and without polymetallic nodules. Inside the chambers, they added various substances, such as dead algae and dissolved inorganic carbon, to simulate different environmental conditions. They also had control chambers where nothing was added. And then, over the course of 47 hours, the researchers measured the oxygen levels inside the chamber. They expected to see a decrease in oxygen, reflecting consumption by microbes and chemical reactions in the sediment, since no additional oxygen was being added. However, instead, they found something entirely unexpected. In many cases, oxygen levels increased. This was puzzling because it suggested that somehow oxygen was being produced, which went against everything we knew. This was so unexpected that the researchers thought that something was wrong with their equipment, but they kept getting these same weird results for years. So in 2021, they decided to take extra precautions to ensure that these surprising results weren't due to experimental errors. So besides the highly sensitive oxygen sensors they were already using before, they verified their findings with an additional oxygen measuring method known as the Winkler titration. And the results showed the same thing. Oxygen concentration was increasing inside the chambers. They had, in fact, encountered dark oxygen production. And it's called dark oxygen not because it joined the Sith, but because it is produced in the absence of light. In other words, dark. Even in controlled experiments where only polymetallic nodules were present, dark oxygen production was observed. This indicated that the process was probably linked to these mineral-rich formations. But how could this happen? Everyone asked. So, what they suspect is happening down there is that the polymetallic nodules themselves, which are rich in metals, might act like tiny geobatteries. The idea is that differences in electric potential between various metal layers within the nodules could drive electrochemical reactions, potentially splitting water molecules to produce oxygen. This concept is still under investigation, but if true, it would mean that these nodules are not just passive features of the seabed, but active components in deep sea chemical processes. And this is awesome, not only because it's super interesting, but it also has far-reaching implications. For one, it challenges the long-held assumption that oxygen production in the ocean happens mostly in surface waters where sunlight drives photosynthesis. And it also raises important questions about how deep-sea ecosystems function and how they might be affected by human activities, such as mining. You see, these polymetallic nodules are the main target for deep sea mining due to their metal content. But if these nodules are involved in critical ecological processes like oxygen production, disturbing them could have unforeseen consequences. And as scientists continue to explore the mysteries of the deep sea, this discovery of dark oxygen production by these nodules opens a new chapter in our understanding of the ocean's hidden processes. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you are as excited for this as I am, because this is super interesting. Thank you all my Patreons for supporting what I do here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.